tourists are wondering what we're doing here, let's tell them what we're doing. Save the reef! Save the reef! Save the reef!
There are a lot of threats to the Great Barrier Reef at the moment. The big one that we're dealing with, the overdevelopments of mining ports and port expansions in the Great Barrier Reef. So the Carmichael mine in North Queensland and the infamous Abbott Point, that's one of our focuses at the moment.
So the Cayley Valley wetlands filters all the water that goes out onto the reef, and this is one of the areas where they want to dump. So it's really, really important that we protect that area because it's used by 40,000 shorebirds that migrate to the Northern Hemisphere.
So we're really concerned that expanding these ports and the associated dredging will have really big impacts on the reef as it happens. But then in the future, all the shipping, all the extra shipping that's going all up and down the coast, that will have massive impacts, damage to humpback whales, dolphins, a lot of cetaceans, seagrass beds for sea turtles, and the list just goes on.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is a government decision, and a government should be a body of people that are there to represent the people, and at the moment they're not. And we really need to let them know that we will not stand for the industrialisation of the reef. Language, Byron Bay means cabin bar, which is meeting place coming together, and we want to spread this awareness to as many people as possible and get them stoked on finding creative solutions.
So today we'll get the message out, the message to the government. They must protect this reef.
My concern as a scientist is that science is literally being overlooked. No one is paying attention to what we're saying. We're screaming, research organisations are just screaming at politicians to listen to the science. The Great Barrier Reef will become extinct if we don't listen to the science.
It's a huge and old, ancient living organism that needs our protection. It's so incredibly valuable to this country. I actually did a cartoon the other day of politicians going, "Where's the friggin' reef gone?" And this guy goes, "Oh, well, the Pacific Islanders took it because they thought it might be useful to boost their tourism." I mean, we've got to be insane not to take great care of it.
It's a cheaper way of the water. It's about freedom. And hopefully we can keep this reef, our reef, free from the pollution. It's in the way of the water, way of the water. 'Cause it's in the way of the water, way of the water, way of the water. 'Cause I know, it's true, it's true, it's true. I feel free.
It's the only one in the world, and it's really important that the people speak up and save it, because that's the only way it will be saved, is by people's opinions and voices.
This is basically a tipping point with the Queensland election next week. This is our final chance to really get it through to the voters. We don't care if the government's listening or not, this is for the voters. We want you to number every box and put the LNP last.
Why am I concerned? Because we've got the government that doesn't care at all, and they've just got it going. It's not good, really.
This is putting the largest coal port on there, just dredging it, getting rid of like the sharks, the fish, turtles, everything. It's just going in front of us. Terrible.
Okay, save the reef, guys.
Funding is really a key thing, and who is funding it, unfortunately, is all of us, really. Really sneaky ways as well. So, when we put our money into super accounts, when we do our banking, you don't expect that your money will end up funding really unethical businesses, because, we don't want to be unethical, and we don't realise that our business is actually funding these things.
The tourism industry is one of the biggest assets to this country. It will diminish significantly with the introduction of this major shipping and industrialisation happening along the Great Barrier Reef. The world is watching us. We need to be watching what our politicians are doing.
Don't forget, stand up for the reef. I have a bolo, dungan. I have a bolo, dungan. Save the reef.